and welcome to the Weekly Scroll Podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I am the 6-time Mr. Olympia champion, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hello, hello. I am Stella Condrey, returning once again from the realm of muscles. I am the editor of Red Solstice and creator of a bunch of other really cool RPG stuff. Glad to be here.
Hi, I didn't see you there. I'm Mark Conway. I'm creator of Meatheads, and I'm here to tell you about it. And we're going to run a little game of Meatheads today. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for Ryan and Hunter for having me and Stella on. Basically, we have a sample section of the Mega Dungeon that's coming to Meatheads on February 14th to Kickstarter. It is basically half of the first level, kind of like changed around a little bit, so no big spoilers, but a lot of fun, goofy weirders to run in and interact with. But before that, we'll kind of start just outside of the dungeon, do little character introductions. But yeah, the basics of Meatheads is it follows the old school structure of games, original Dungeons and Dragons and Chainmail, as well as like flavoring from Troika, Wolves Upon the Coast. Basically, it is an old school dungeon crawler. And with that, it comes with a lot of old school sensibilities, motifs, tips and tools. And I mean, the best way to kind of just show it off is get right into it. And so I think we'll just get right into it, dive right into it. And we'll begin. If anyone has any other questions or any other things. No?
No, I'm good.
So we begin on a cloudy day in the rolling green hills on the plains just below this gray sea. Where we begin at this junction in the crossroads, where there is just down the road a tavern known as the 12 Inn. Just down the other side of the road is what is known as this place of treasure and magical enchantments and tales of great wealth and power that come with it. So we meet our travelers, our beefy trio, and we'll just go down the line and make some character introductions. Ryan, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, so my character is Smash. I almost forgot his last name. Smash Thickfist, the orc. Gosh, what's important that I have? I have the head basher kit. So not only do I have one helmet, I have two. Did I say I'm an orc already? I have 0 languages, so I can only speak poorly, and that's about it. That's me, Smash Thickfist the orc.
Nice. Oh yeah. Languages is one of the kind of scores abilities that you have in this game. It kind of determines the language that you're able to speak. If your language score is 0, you can only speak the colloquial language, but you cannot read or write it. Stella, why don't you go ahead next?
All right. I am playing Baif, the broke-ass elf. I rolled snake eyes for money, so I started with 20 gold, and I spent all of that on a spear, shield, oil vial, and a 10-foot pole. I have nothing to my name, and she has a Chelsea cut.
Oh yeah, nice, sweet. Yeah, I'm glad you spent all your gold, all your coins. Coins, they don't, measure XP or anything in Meatheads as they would like in other old school dungeon crawlers. But you like to amass some coins as you do use them for services, for buying equipment, gears, and supplements. Other people besides Meatheads do need coins in the world, so unfortunately, you do have to kind of gather them at some point. Hunter, we'll end it up with you. Why don't you introduce us to your character?
Oh, me? I'm Bulk Headbutt. I'm a big orc that headbutts. Yeah, my guy. I also took the same kit as Ryan, so I've got some maces and I got some helmets, and I'm just looking to headbutt.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like picturing like on this like windy, cloudy day on the like the green hills. We have two big beefy orcs just flanking this elf, this like lean elf with a spear, flowing hair. Yeah, so basically you guys have some directions. Do you guys want to check out the inn, or do you guys want to get right into the dungeon and just start like getting into it?
Consider I've got no money to me. I think
Mhm.
I know what my
Well,
kind of thing is.
it is funny you mentioned that, Biff. As you see on the the tavern sign that says "Tavern this way" to 12
Mhm.
Toes Inn, it does have a little like nailed on piece of wood placard that says like "Help Wanted."
Oh,
Ooh.
that would be a quick way to get some cash to buy my meaty supplements.
I'm
Yeah.
down to go check out the tavern. I have 30 coins, and I would be happy to buy everyone a drink because after a strong session, it's important that you take in calories so you can end ketosis because you don't want that muscular tissue to break down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
And
true.
Hunter, you actually
Protein
bring up
windows.
you bring up a great point, because in Meatheads, meals are a big thing in the game. You'll want to be eating a meal every day, basically because it adds some bonuses to like your saving throws. The better the meal, the better the bonuses. There are some special meals, but what's most important about eating meals is that it allows for a death save. So if you ever reach 0 HP, 0 HD, if you have eaten a meal for the day, you can make a death save and have a chance to, bounce back. And then basically once you do like make that death save, that meal is gone and you have to eat again. So yeah, always a good idea to be looking for things to like chow down on.
That is true.
Hell yeah. So you guys make your merry way along the roads and you come to the 12 Toes Inn. It is this sort of hob burrow, this collection of stones that like create this mound that have pockets of moss gardens and sort of like shrubberies and tuber plants kind of growing around. There is this thick chimney with like smoke billowing out of it. There is like a small ramshackle stable where there is a menagerie of like giant what's it say, giant frogs as mounts and horses and like sort of giant guinea pigs, oxen, a lot of like beasts of burden animals, tugging wagons. This seems to be like a very common place where travelers and traders and merchants come to stop and find some relief from the night. But what you notice also, and what you've heard, I'll say, just by like this tavern's reputation, is that it is operated by one Sweet Delilah, who is a world-renowned chef. And oftentimes travelers come to this tavern like out of the way of their planned routes just to have a meal here. And so it's always very busy. And you see just that, as you approach it. There is like these signs of warm fire on the inside from like the burrow windows. And there is like a joyous, just like carousal of music and yeah, a din of laughter erupting. But yeah, so you guys are outside of this tavern. Do you guys want to go immediately inside?
I think Bulk does. It's very important that we all know that Bulk is like wearing the type of outfit that when you see bodybuilders out in like Los Angeles and you're like, that's way too small of a shirt. Like that's way too small of a shirt, dude. Those pants are way too tight. There's no reason for you. There's no way you can feel your feet at this point. That's the type of outfit he's wearing.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, just
And
Yeah.
I think something that's important to note about Meatheads orcs is that they're like elephant seal people.
mhm. Yeah, just like really big, bulky, just like layers of like fat. Just like yeah, big guys. Love them. Love elephant seals, orcs. So fun.
I think it's really important to know that my max is one higher than the other orcs max on bench. So just so we know who's who, Bulk.
Who's who? Yeah.
Well, but
Fair,
yeah,
fair.
no. I think my broke ass is definitely interested in the idea of someone else paying for a meal. Because she'll say, "Oh, I'll gladly pay you, next Tuesday for a hamburger today."
I reach in my pocket and pull out my coins and I say I have I don't think I can count, can I? If I have no, if I have zero, if I have negative language, I'm like, I have this many.
This
Yeah.
many. Yeah. You got a
Like,
general idea. You know.
Yeah.
You know how much
Yeah.
this amount of coins will buy. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you guys all kind of gather and you make your way into the tavern. You open the round door to the burrow, and inside it's rich with the smoky scent of peat. And there's like quite a few, I'd say like a couple hearths on either side of the burrow, like kind of burning these great chimneys, these great fireplaces of peat. And the entire floor of the tavern, this sort of round structure, is just dotted with dingy and half like broken tables, and there's a number of a menagerie of all sorts of folk just kind of like at the table speaking all sorts of different languages. You see like traders just dealing wares right at the table. You see people acting as trade interpreters, like kind of like doing trade deals, like interpreting different languages. But you do see this long bar that stretches out on one side of the burrow, and behind that bar looks to be this overworked hob. Hobs are just like a short, they're basically halflings of this, of, you know, meatheads. So hob bartender, she is doing the best she can to like sling drinks and like cook meals. She's got this big grill behind her where she's like flipping big things of meat, rotating stuffed gooses, stirring some big porridge of soup, all the while like handing out like stouts of ale, glasses of wine. And she looks overworked, but she sees your party enter, and she says, "Oh my God, just what I needed. Go ahead, get yourself your own seats. I'll be with you in just a second."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
who's the beefiest person in the bar? I think we should try and sit next to them.
That would be me.
Yeah, I mean, you three are definitely like, you size yourself up because like you're definitely like the big guys who walk in here. But as you look around the bar, you see that in sort of like one section, there are three other really big, beefy people. One of them is a human, and he's just kind of like they're all mopping the floor, like doing janitorial work. And one of them is a human who's just like kind of like talking. You don't hear what he's saying, but he's just like talking to the other two. The other one is like a big burly like lizard man who is just shirtless, and he's just got his like gut out, and he's just like chill, and he's like smoking a pipe. And the other is this elf, this older looking elf with like salt and pepper beard and gray hair, and he's just kind of like listening to the human kind of like talk on. So I'd say, sizing people up, those three guys are the biggest, beefiest guys, kind of comparable to your bulk.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. So as you guys also, go ahead.
No, quick question are most creatures in this world like beefy? Like is beefiness a general thing, or are we special? Are we specially beefy?
Oh, meatheads are always especially beefy. I like to think that the world of meatheads is it's a fantasy setting. It's sort of my own like take on it. But I wouldn't say that not everyone is as beefy as the meatheads, because then if they were, meatheads wouldn't be special.
Yeah.
You guys got to stand out.
It's kind of like Baki the grappler. Everyone's kind of freakish at it, but like the fighters are even more so.
It is, it's kind of like when you're watching an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie and like he's just playing a normal guy, when you know that like, anyone in real life would see him and be like, "Oh my God, you're like so huge." Like, who are like how you're not like a Detroit cop. Like, who are you? But yeah, so short answer. Sadly, not everyone is beefy, just the meatheads.
Gotcha.
They could be.
Listen, if everyone was beefy, the world would be a better place. So everyone get out there to the gym.
Yeah, might
times a week, count their macros.
Yeah, might makes right.
Yeah.
If you can lift a large rock, that means you're morally in the clear.
Well, we'll see about that. But where you guys are in the tavern, you guys collect a table, not too far from those three beefy janitors that you guys saw working. And I'd say another thing you do notice in this tavern is obviously Sweet Delilah, the proprietor. She's overworked. She needs you actually do see a sign that says help needed bartender. And then there's also a big pileup of these flagons, tankards that like kind of collect in this bus bin that need to be, obviously brought to the kitchen. So you do spy those kind of glaring issues in the tavern. But it's not long before Sweet Delilah does come over and she says, "Welcome, welcome to the 12 Toast Taverns. Hello, you are some big boys. What can I get for you today?"
I think we're trying to eat.
Oh, yeah. But what would you like? How deep are your pockets?
I
Do you
think
have a
Beef is
menu?
gonna.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, well, this is what we have on the menu. We have a hard cheese and brown bread served with salt flakes. There is a slow roasted pork on a flatbread with parsley, jam, mushrooms, and onions. That is served with an ale or stout. And then finally, we have a whole roasted goose spiced with caraway seeds and cider vinegar, plumped with bread stuffing of apples, cheese, and walnuts. And that is served with both a aperitif and digestif before and after the meal.
What the fuck did you say?
How much is the last one?
So the last one is a magnificent meal. This would be 30 coins, and basically what a magnificent meal will do, it gives you a +1 to your saving throws, as well as, let me double check. So yeah, in addition to being able to have a death save, okay, here we go. So a magnificent meal will give you a +1 to your saving throw for the entire day. You get advantage on one chosen roll for that day. Yeah, and basically that is the goose is a magnificent meal. The pork, kind of like tenderloin on a flatbread, is a modest meal, which gives you a +1 to one chosen saving throw per your day. And the meager meal, like the very, just the very basic one of hard cheese and bread, which is 5 coins, just gives you a simple death save. So the meager meal, the hard cheese and bread is 5. The pork flatbread is going to be 10 coins, and the goose is going to be 30 coins.
Well, I really want to get the goose, but I won't be able to share it with anybody else because I only have 30 coins.
Mm-hmm. The meal is just fit for one meathead.
Yeah, well, sorry, y'all. Looks like you have to take care of yourself. I'm gonna get that fucking goose. I'll spend all 30 of my coins.
Nice. All right, she just writes it down. She's gonna have that right up for you. Any of you other two want something? You can also get a drink too. That'll just cost you like 2 coins to get like a simple ale or stout. Excuse me, or a wine.
I'm a bit broke at the moment, so I'll have to pass.
Well, if you're looking for make an extra coin, I could use a new bartender or someone to haul all those bus bins to the kitchen if you're interested.
I think with the mention of hauling in particular, she's Beef is just like, oh, whoa, easily I could do that. Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course.
Spread, yeah, I can pick it up.
Yeah,
oh, please, my boss has been gone for the past week, and the piles dishes have been just collecting and collecting. If you would be so kind as to move them to the kitchen, it would be a great ease of burden for me.
Oh, so, gladly. If I could ask, what happened to the busser? Did they get eaten by a badger or something?
No, he was blinded by crowmen. They picked his eyes out. It happens, yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that seems unfortunate.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's got some sick days. I allowed him some sick days, so he'll be fine. He's back at work next week.
With that, I think I'm gonna go and start carrying all of the dishes and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Biff, as you size up this huge bin of just like dirty tankards and flaggards and wine glasses, basically what you need to do is just take it very gently to the kitchen. What I need you to do is just make a basic strength test.
All right.
And to make that strength test, you have to beat a score of 20 by rolling a d6 on top of your current strength score. So why don't you go ahead and roll that first d6 for me?
All right. With that is going to be 4, which is a 17.
17. So you're wavering as this thing is pretty, heavy, and your strength alone right now is not going to push it. You can choose to put it down, leave it there, or you can push your strength by rolling another d6 to see if you get over 20. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna push myself. There's
Sure.
only a 2 in 6 chance that it goes wrong, right?
Exactly. Yeah, basically.
All right, that's a 4. That is a success. I'm up to 21 on that.
Well, what does it look like as you haul this big ass pile of dirty dishes back into the kitchen?
I think she kind of takes a deep breath. She's like, and she just kind of steadies herself, and she she closes her eyes for a second, and then she just it's purely mental stuff right now that she's working through, just mind over matter.
You do that, and as you're doing so, Sweet Delilah, she's like, "Oh, mine fortunes, you're a strong one. I need you to have you on permanent staffing." But she's impressed. She loves it. You did her great help.
I'm just gonna pose like this, afterwards, that kind of.
Oh yeah. In fact, she liked you so much, she's gonna give you the max pay. So she's gonna give you 67 gold pieces, or coins rather. I gotta stop saying pieces. Gold. She gives you 67 coins, Stella. That's now in your pocket to spend.
Wow, big money.
Big money.
that is more money than I have seen in a very long time.
I truly rolled double sixes, so you got max coin.
Nice.
Did a great job. Yeah. As far as Sweet Delilah is concerned, you guys are very welcomed here. She'll even bring you guys out because I was so good. She's gonna bring out a free meager meal to your table. So everyone's able to eat some hard cheese and bread.
Little appetizer.
Yeah, just a little appetizer. So, and if you do eat a better meal in the day, a magnificent meal will supersede the effects of a modest meal. So you can, it'll be fine. But yeah, with everyone having a little bit of nourishment and kind of some calories pumped into them before the day starts. Yeah, anything else you guys want to be checking out in the tavern? Anyone you want to talk to?
I mean, there were the beefy janitors.
Yeah, I think we need to. I need to know what their training regimen is. What are they training for?
Yeah. So, you're kind of overhearing their conversation, and the human, he's just like, "This is how we keep getting ourselves in this situation. All right, we spend all of our money, and then we're working shit jobs like this. All right, we're the mighty guys. We gotta be doing dungeoneering stuff. We can't be janitors all our goddamn time."
I lat spread as I walk up. Hey, couldn't help but notice your biceps.
The big lizard guy, he kind of pulls down his shades. He's like, "Right back at you, man. How
I
you
lat
doing,
spread
brother?"
even harder. I'm just full cobra.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Flies away.
What's your set rep like these days?
Oh,
man?
Usually I start with isolation on the machine for very high weight, low rep, and then I'll get into some compound movements and I'll really knock the weight down, just get that full range of motion. What about you?
Well, usually I got to warm up about some stretches and I do a little kettlebell workout. Trying to get on my pull-up regimen. Currently I can only do one as he slaps his big muscle gut. He's like, "I'm carrying a lot of weight. It's hard to get this old gut lifted up above the ledge. But we're working there. You gotta make your goals for yourself."
Nice. Well, hey, we're about to go on an adventure if you fellow lifters would like to come with us.
And with that word of adventure, the human guy, he says "Wait, hell on, you guys are going out? You guys looking to maybe hire some people? We the mighty guys, we can toady around for some people for just 50 coins, low price. You looking for it?"
I don't have 50 coins. I can promise you a share of the treasure.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, if you're promising us a share, we need something a little bit more. How do we know that you're actually, as bad as you say you are? And with
Does
this,
this seem like a lie? And just fucking like.
actually, so with this, usually by the way you get toadies and meatheads is that you make a strength test to impress them, because obviously they want to see that you're strong and worth following.
Okay,
So
I'd like to try to pick up the biggest one of them over my head, like just press them over my head.
yeah, absolutely. So with this also, we can possibly make this a mighty feat, as it seems quite astonishing. As it's like in a tavern full of people. Would you like to try and make a mighty feat of this?
Yeah, how's that different from I don't exactly remember the rule for a mighty feat.
Sure. So a mighty feat is essentially the way that you gain a hit die in
Right.
Meatheads. So any test of strength can be a mighty feat. Of course, like if you fail a strength test, you risk getting an injury. Same with a mighty feat. Basically, what makes a mighty feat different from a regular strength test is that a mighty feat can only be done by the declarer. They can't have any help. And if they declare their feat and then like back away from it, then you're like shunned as a coward. You can't do that mighty feat any longer. So yeah, you gotta stick with your word.
Then I'll just go ahead and declare this one a mighty feat.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see you do it. So why don't you roll for me that first D6 to see what it is.
I rolled a 4,
Mhm.
and I can push myself right to a 1 more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I rolled a 6.
Oof,
Let's
baby.
go.
So tell me what that looks like as you accomplish this mighty feat.
I'm like, oh, you want to see? You don't trust me? I point at the big guy. I'm like, plank as hard as you possibly can. Be as stiff as a board. And I like, not even just pick him up, I lean over, grab his ankles and his shoulder, and pick him up with just my obliques and press him over my head. I was like, ah! And then I set him back down gently, like I have true control of the bar,
This
Hell
the
yeah.
lizard man, he's just like through his shades, and like he's like still smoking his pipe this whole time you lifted him, and he's just like, respect. And the human guy, he introduces himself. He's like, wow, man, that's all right. You know what? Sure. We'll take a cut of the treasure. My name's Raj. He gestures to like the older elf. He says, that's Danger. And then to the lizard, he says, and that's Gabers.
And to each one of them, I'm going to reference something I referenced last time we did an actual play, but this works. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger type thing. To each one of them, I give them like that hand grasp from the like opening of The Predator, where it's Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're just like flexing as hard as they can to each one.
You do not realize how
beautiful.
much you use that GIF in the Meatheads Discord.
It's maybe one of the most important gifts on the planet.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
a
amazing.
total cultural artifact.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that gaining of the hit die, basically your hit die goes from 1 to 2. So you do a little bit of a level up in Meatheads. Meatheads is levelless, but you just kind of gain hit dice. Pretty much everything is centered around the hit dice. So this kind of goes back to like OD&D and chainmail. One hit die just kind of represents the fighting capability of one person. So with being at 2 hit dice, you're conceptually as strong as like 2 people, or can fight at the capability of 2 people. So you get a little bit stronger. So basically what I would like you to do is that with your 2 hit dice, the 2d6, can you re-roll your HP? And if the result is higher than your current HP, you keep that result. And if it's lower, then you just raise the result by 1 point instead.
Cool. I did re-roll them immediately because I did remember that rule. And
Sweet.
I rolled altogether a 6, like a 1 and a 5, which is actually better than my HP by a good amount. So I have 6
Let's
HP.
go.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. Let's do a little bit of a lift break. A celebration.
Oh.
I got my own weight. Oof. Get a pump in. There we
Engage
go.
the core.
Ugh. Like this. Perfect. All right. Congratulations.
Oh my
You gained
God.
you gained a hit die. It's that simple. Basically, you as players can declare mighty feats and try and gain a hit die and level up whenever you guys want. In the kind of baseline rules of Meatheads, it's kind of like once per day you gain a hit die. But since we're just having fun shooting shit with this one shot, you guys can gain as many hit dies, do as many mighty feats as you want to try today.
Let's
Sweet.
fucking go.
But with a new retinue of these 3 toadies in tow, you guys seem to be ready to go for the dungeon diving. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to try and do here in the tavern? You had your meals, made a little bit of coin.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think Beef is gonna go look at the giant frogs for a bit.
Yeah.
Ponder them.
You got to see the giant frogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys are like making preparations and like leaving and getting your toadies are like getting all their stuff. But if you're like petting the giant frog and slimy and it's wet, but he's nice.
Reminds me of my elven homeland, the slime lands.
And you can actually, Stella, you can do a little beast mastering. Do you have any points, language points unspent, Stella?
No, I decide to spend all of my language points by learning Common, Elvish, and being able to half speak Intish, because I think being able to speak to trees would be cool.
Fair enough, yeah. So in Meatheads, you can bank language points usually, so you can like always reserve them for when you do encounter someone new who speaks a language you don't know. You can be like, oh, I actually do speak that language. But also in Meatheads, your language points are used to make like animal bonds. So if you want to do some beast mastering and befriend animals and like call on them for like in times of trouble, or help, that's something that you can totally do as well. But yeah, no, you're petting the frog and he's docile and he's like blinking his big, beady eyes.
Good.
Sweet. Cool. Well, sounds like you guys are ready to just go to the dungeon. Am I wrong with that?
Oh, I'm I couldn't be more ready.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. We're gonna get right to it then. So you guys kit up, get squatted up, and you travel down the road as you come to this ominous hill that is dotted with these cairns. A lot of them are carved with motifs of seashells and sort of footprints and she sells footprints, fish, starfish, and like stars that you would see in the sky. A lot of these cairns are also toppled over as if something had like pushed them over and like dug around like what was inside of them. So you see these cairns kind of dot this massive ominous hill as it rises upwards and upwards and upwards. And at the very top of this hill is the entrance to this dungeon. And so you make your hike up this hill, and it takes you about an hour to get all the way up there. And when you get to the summit, what you see is this just sort of like this like pit, this gash. There is no sort of like grand entrance, marbles, megalith, any sort of like indication of some great structure. It is simply just like a bare hole in the ground that like drops 20 feet below into the darkness. So as you guys kind of prep yourselves, your toadies throw a rope down there to start climbing. How do you guys want to handle light sources? Does anyone have a torch or a lantern?
I have a torch.
Perfect. Do you want one of your toadies to hold the torch for you guys?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think one of the buds, what they call themselves?
They call themselves the
Mighty
Guy. The Mighty Guys.
Mighty guys.
Yeah, one of the Mighty Guys can hold the torch.
What are we called?
What's up?
Oh, that's a good question.
What are we called?
Oh,
Like, do we not have a name? They have a name. What do we have a name
the
for?
Olympiads,
Well, wait, no. So it's what if it? So it's Beef, Bash, and
That's
Bash
what they
and
call us together. Bulk and
Yeah.
Smashes.
Bulk and Smashes.
Our bash.
You're a couple.
Oh.
Smash and bulk beef.
Smash Bulk and Beef.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. We'll bring up the battle order. So when you guys do like your dungeon crawling and move from room to room, they'll have like a order that you guys move in. Basically, 2 people can stand, next to each other in a space. So who would like to be up front? We'll have 3 rows, basically.
I think I'd want to be up front because I've got a spear. That's got a little bit of a reach.
Yeah. Alrighty. So what I might do. Oh, go ahead.
No, and we're the Bash Brothers in the back. I mean, like I said, we're both orcs with helmets and maces and chainmail.
no neck.
Yeah, 0 neck.
As God
Zero
intended.
neck, just zero neck. Love it. Sweet. So I got Beef and Gabers up front. Gabers, the lizard man, has a big maul.
Very good.
And the second row is Stanger, the elf. He's got a crossbow. And
Is that his
Raj,
first name or his middle name?
it's just one moniker, Stanger. Like
It's a
Cher.
good one.
And then Raj, the human, he has a long sword in one hand, and he's holding your guys' torch in the center. And that torch illuminates like 20 feet around you. So here, let me get to the actual dungeon map here. That's my mouse. Here we go. So where you guys enter in is this room. So every one of these square grids is going to represent around 10 feet.
OD&D style.
D&D, yeah, OD&D style. So as you guys drop into the center of this dark chamber, which you kind of see immediately as the sunlight kind of shines down, there is the chamber below. It is this stone chamber of kind of like stone and dirt floors. The walls have these wooden stellas, which are these large like wooden pallets that have these carvings depicting hob life. So like little like halfling folk. They're like in this boxy kind of depiction, but it's depicting these hobs kind of like doing their daily life of village activities, from fishing to coral diving to shellfish farming, as well as like weaving and dyeing of fabrics. So you're seeing that all along the sort of like walls here. And there are two passageways, one leading up north and one leading down south. As you take a peek to the north side, you do see that there is a door. These doors are circular in the hob style. They're made of wood and iron. Their sort of like opening device is a kind of like turning handle that is opened at the center. And all the locks are at the center too. So just to give you a visualization of what the doors look like. So you see such one door up to the top here. And in the bottom, where you see the southern hallway extend, you see it kind of turns into this crossroads here in this hallway, and you get a just like kind of like a drafty noise from there. It seems like empty, dark, and cold. Whereas on the northern side, if you like face your direction there, you almost get a sense of a scent of decay from behind this northern door.
Maybe somebody's dry aging some meat behind that northern door.
It's true. It's true. Could be. What do you think? Are we gonna go that way, or are we going that way?
I think maybe we want to let's head eastward, right?
So you want to go like down this direction?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Beef's like, yeah. Or not beef. Bulk is like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
think while we're walking, I'm gonna ask, because we saw stuff about like shellfish harvesting. I'm just like, anyone know like what the protein situation is for the for abalones and that? Is it good?
So Bulk pulls out like a little booklet that he keeps on. He's like, so wait, what kind of shellfish are we talking about?
I mean, it looked like abalones and the like.
Abalone's 20 grams of protein per 100 grams of abalone.
Oh.
Yeah, I like bologna.
If you do it by ounces, think it's like 17 grams per 3 ounces.
Good to know.
All very important information. And speaking of important information, from what you guys see as you move ahead, going down this hallway, what you're getting a sense of is that there are these passageways, these archways to the south that seem to open up to what looks like a larger chamber that is dark and cold and has this like dank kind of like smell to it. But what you also notice is that going down the eastern hallway, up northwards, the hallway turns. And going forward, you see that there is a door as well. This one has a clear like lock on the center of it. So you would assume that this door in front of you is locked, in fact.
Mm.
Um,
You know what that means? It's time to break it down.
That's almost the only answer to that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who's got a good bashing score? So everyone should have a 1 in 6 chance to bash. With
I think me and Ryan have a +2 to bash because we're both orcs. So
we're bash
strength
brothers.
Of 13, 14.
So basically, if you were to try and bash down this door or anything, basically, when you roll a d6, you need to get a 1, 2, or a 3 for your bash to be successful. So you have like a 50-50 chance, basically.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Puff up a little bit some, and I'm like, so who's doing it?
I think I picked up a dude earlier. I picked up a guy already in this adventure, so I think it's your turn.
All right, let's smash it down. Oh yeah. And I just want to drop a shoulder and just bash the sucker.
Absolutely, just fucking shoulder bash it. Go for it.
Shoulder bash it. Okay, so I get. This is the strength test, so I just roll a d6, right? But I get a +2 because I got bonus bash.
So with a bashing, it is a specific mechanic. It basically comes straight from like BX. So all you need to do for a bashing is roll that d6, and if you get a 1, 2, or 3, it's a success.
Oh, here we go. Okay, bash. So I roll 1d6, and we see what happens. I rolled a 6.
So you like bash up against this door, and it's a tough door. It's hardy. Locked doors are like harder to bust open than just like unlocked doors. So you do so, and you're like, oh, didn't size up this door quite properly. But as you were bashing, you start to hear a sound from behind you coming from the western hallways. Because you heard that, you were not caught surprised. But what you do see coming from this section seems to be a robed figure with a wide-brimmed hat and a big sort of like white beard, almost like gliding down the hallway. And behind him are 5 what look to be sort of like mercenary type bad dudes and sort of like leather and chain armor, carrying like spears and long swords. And they have like this like grim veteran, determined look about them. So you see this kind of like eldritchy robed figure approaching the hallway and seeing you and stopping just about like 4 spaces away from you. And lifting up, you see under his wide-brimmed hat, these sort of like beady, treacherous eyes of no doubt of a wizard. And from his booming voice...
Fuck wizards.
From his booming voice, he says, "Hold there! Who goes traveling amongst this dungeon area? These are the halls claimed to me, Ammonius the wizard."
Well, hello there.
Bitch.
I'm
What?
Beef. I'm Beef, the elven warrior.
What are you doing banging on that locked door? I am the one seeking its key, and I shan't have you busting it down and taking whatever is inside of it. It is mine. I have claimed it.
I'm insulted by your lack of pump, sir.
One doesn't need pump with the powers of eldritch energies at their fingertips. Foolish lunk.
Oh yeah.
Always need pump.
Yeah, we're flexing. We're fucking flexing at him at this point. Like, oh.
So you're flexing, and his like mercenary guys behind him are like muttering to each other, and they're like, "Those guys look pretty strong." And they're like muttering, and then Ammonius just like snaps at him. He's like, "Silence! Be wary, ye meatheads, for next time we encounter each other, my patience won't be so patient."
Anyway, as he walks away, I would like to yell something at his back. And I yell,
Like,
the society that separates its scholars from its warriors will have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting done by fools.
indeed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with that, you telling him off. He doesn't have much else to add, but he does go back to the dungeon entrance, and it looks like him and his retinue leave the dungeon. But
Ah.
were you to run into them again, they probably wouldn't be, too kindly greeting you with open arms.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That was a
Apollonius,
wizard.
that Apollonius fella didn't seem too above board.
Yeah, I like baloney.
Yeah.
So basically, as the time has gone by, it's just been 20 minutes that you've been in the dungeon. And we're getting off to the next 10 minutes. You are in front of the door. You can try bashing to open that door again. It is pretty loud and it might attract some people. There's always a chance of that. Or you can check out the northern hallway. If you were to have like a set of thieves' tools, that's an object or rather a piece of gear that you can use to try and unlock doors quietly. But yeah, it's up to you guys. What would you like to try?
What do you guys want to do? Because I feel like bulk is so dumb that the fact that it makes a lot of noise wouldn't deter him from trying to bash in after smash. But if you guys want to go a different way, I don't care.
Oh yeah, no. If another
it's not a
attempt
good
is allowed to
idea,
be
but-
made, yeah, smash will definitely try to smash again.
Yeah.
Or after bulk tries, smash will try. Like this door's coming down before smash is walking away.
yeah.
From it. This is what's happening. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, then bulk's gonna come out and try. Okay, it's loosened up. I got it. I just
Go for it.
and I'm rolling. Sorry, I'm rolling 1d6,
A D6, please. Yeah. And just
Trying
tell
to
me
get
what you
3 or under, right?
3
Yeah.
or under. Sorry, my dice roller's on my phone. I swear I'm not texting mom.
So I have a
I rolled
question
a
about
2.
that.
Sounds like a 2. Nice. As you,
Let's fucking go.
what does it look like as you bust down that door?
Well, I feel like I'm very pro team, and I'm not trying to step on my buddy because we're competing together in life. So I'm like, it's definitely loosened up, and I just just full shoulder it, and I just think it pops open.
Hell yeah. So you bust open this locked door, and as you do so, a bunch of the dust on the inside from this like unkept chambers gets swirled up and starts to settle.
Bulk's like,
Very delicate, yeah. So, and what you see in this room, very plain looking room, there is this stone chest. And what I mean by that, it's sort of like a compartment, 4 sides of a stone wall, but it has a heavy lid, kind of like plopped on top of it. But it seems to be the only thing that is occupying this room. And like I said, this room has a thick layer of dust, kind of left over it. So it seems like no one has been in this room or has disturbed it for a long time.
2 C's thick or like 3 C's thick?
Sorry, say that again.
I
Oh,
had
3
a question
C's? Oh.
actually about the bashing mechanic. So we get pluses to bashing, but how do the pluses to bashing work when it's like a X and 6 chance?
It increases the
Oh.
X and 6 chance.
Yeah,
Normally it's a
so-
1 and 6, but because your orcs, it's 3 and 6.
So, yeah, basically
Gotcha.
that. Bashing is always like a 1 in 6 chance, basically for everyone. And then, depending on your strength, if you have high strength, you have a little table, and it says, oh, if you have like this high of strength, you get, a bonus to bashing, and then you add that bonus onto your thing. Yeah, it's all in little tables. But sweet. Bashing's a very fun mechanic. I'm glad to have it as a holdover from BX, and because I feel like it's a very simple tool that you can expand and make it not just bashing doors, but you can bash statues, bash enemies, bash I don't know, all things. But
If it exists, you can hit it.
if it exists,
Yeah.
you can hit it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What also exists in front of you is this heavy ass stone lidded chest. How would you guys like to approach this chamber?
Mm,
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
I reckon just as a group, because this seems to be a pretty unwieldy bit of weight, so I don't think anyone would want to risk taking up some unwieldy by their lonesome unless they're very confident. But I think maybe we should get one person on one side, one person on the other, and we just kind of do what we can to lift up this thing real easy, like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say like if you get, you flank either side of the chest and you kind of like do a little test lid. Yeah, two of you are, big beefcakes are able to, with a combined strength, open up this lid, no problem. Sounds like that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Okay, so you like bust open this lid. What you see inside of it, glittering from your torchlight, are, I might get a little dice roller, but immediately what you see, are 6 emeralds. These emeralds are 2.5 carat, and so they're like kind of like tiny, but they glimmer in the torchlight. And those are the tiny ones. But what you also see is 3 1-carat emeralds, ones that are about the size of a quarter. And you see them laying in a bed of 120 coins.
Oh.
So I assume we just split everything.
Yeah, so 120 and split between the 6 of us. That's
40.
Oh no, that's 20 each, right? One.
Oh, I forgot we have to give the guys. Fucking
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, shiny.
Yeah. Woo! I'm up
Raj
to 86 coins.
Raj is just like, all right, man, I knew we were doing the right choice following you guys. All right, we're going to make it rich. We're not going to be janitors anymore.
So I guess we'll give them like 20 gold and then 1 each of the smaller emeralds. That way we all get 1 smaller emerald and then the 3 of us get 1 of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you were to give them that now, they'll have much more of a commitment to follow you guys. So I'm gonna give them a bonus on like their like metal tests as well.
I mean, part of being like a leader within your weightlifting community is like, leading by example. And so obviously, like I want to pay my employees well and incentivize them to do a further, better job,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
they
very
didn't
true.
do anything yet. Why we give them anything? I don't understand.
It's funny because like meatheads, and meatheads toadies, they follow the line of like hirelings and like OD&D. So basically, a lot of the times a meathead toady can just be doing things behind the scenes. So one of the things you can have in meatheads is a safe house, which is like your home base, which gives you like it's safe to work out there and rest there, eat meals there. But to maintain a safe house, you always have to have like a toady there to like on duty. And if you have like a shit ton of treasure, you have more toadies. So yeah, they're kind of just there to like, be extra hands.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the toads.
Yeah. So you can always have the toadies. We love this one's for the toadies. Sick. So you guys loot this chest. And basically from here, doesn't seem to be like any other exit entrance in this chamber. How do you guys want to move from here? It's been about 30 minutes. Your torchlight is about it's still going strong, but yeah.
Where do y'all feel like going?
Well, we could head southward.
Yeah, you've got this south passage, which seems to open up into a large chamber, and there is this north hallway that opens, not opens, but leads north.
Oh.
And there's also the western chamber from which Ammonius, the wizard, and his cronies stepped outwards. And there's also that door up north from the entrance chamber. But yeah, just tell me where you guys would like to go.
I think south.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Sure. So entering in from this direction, you guys come to this expansive chamber. I'd say your torchlight probably reveals a little bit more, but you get the idea. So your torchlight shows you standing on top of a platform, this kind of stone platform, with these stairwell, or rather steps, that go down about 10 feet into this, what do you call it? Not foyer, but like large expansive chamber where, the floor is kind of like just descended 10 feet. So you guys are on this like stone platform. What you see is this massive well, like a stone well, the lip rising about 2 feet off the ground. Carved all along the lip of the well are more motifs of seashells, hobbit feet, fish, sort of like sea urchins. And surrounding the pillar, you see there are these large stone, or rather, well, are these large stone pillars. But that's not the only detail. Sorry, I gotta tell you a little bit more about what's in this room. Those are the immediate things you see. The details you start to notice is that along the floor, on this like floor right here of the chamber, there is a collection of shattered glass and rusted, dented metal pieces of armor, kind of that like scatter all over the floor in such a way that it would be hard to like move your feet and step without like stepping on something or moving something. So it would make it much harder to sneak or like move around without noise on the floor down here. But yeah, that's the strange situation you see.
You know, I'm not sure if Baif is a barefoot is legal kind of gal, but I think there's a chance. I'm gonna roll a d6 and just see if she's barefoot or not. Because
giving yourself your own chance.
yeah, I would say there's like a 1 in 6 chance that she just wouldn't wear shoes.
Fair.
Yeah, and that is a 6, so she definitely wears shoes. She's not a barefoot is legal type lady.
I feel like most elves should have a 1 in 6 chance of being barefoot.
New rules make it into the game.
Yeah. It's funny because Hobbs specifically, if you travel in a group of 4 or more people, your sneak chance to be detected goes up by 1. But Hobbs specifically don't have that penalty because they're all barefoot, so they can like gang up and like sneak up in like big ass groups.
That's good to know.
But with that, sorry, getting back to where we were. Yeah, so you're in this huge chamber, the subterranean well chamber, it looks like. And I'd say like the diameter, the opening of the well is about like 8 feet in diameter. Yeah. So pretty big.
It would take 2 of us like standing back to back to like, you know how you can like prop yourself up in an enclosed space. It would take 2 of us doing that together. Good to know.
Emperor's New Groove canyon scene type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Movie ever. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just good to have that in our back pocket in case we want to descend into the darkness.
I'd be down.
I mean, we could not.
That's
right. We could go check another direction.
Yeah.
Big ol'.
But we can't see the other side of the room, right?
So for this chamber is large enough where your torchlight just barely ekes out what you can see at the edge of here. So the other side of the room is still shrouded in darkness.
Can I take one of my torches and throw it across the room?
Absolutely, yeah. So you light your torch from Raj. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just saw Hunter's eyes like light up the same time my eyes did.
It was the exact same thing. I was like, "Yep, you go for it."
Nice. Yeah. So you light a torch and you like hurl it across the room, and it does illuminate the rest of the room.
Woo!
Nice thinking. So what you see at the other edge of the chamber, you see that there are, again, 2 more pillars, stone pillars, like kind of flanking the stone well. More curiously, though, at the very southern side of the wall, there seems to be a door. And this door doesn't have like a central knob like the one that you had encountered before. So it doesn't seem like there's a way to open the door from this side of the chamber that you can see directly. I'd also note that when you tossed the torch, as it like flew up into the sky, you got a glimpse of the ceiling. And you started to notice that along the ceiling, there was a painted mural depicting the sun rising in the east. And then it rises right over the ceiling at the zenith of the ceiling, right above the well, is a painted sun that smiles like directly down into the well. And then that sun continues down westwards over the ceiling and descends into the darkness of the ocean painted along the western wall.
Oh.
Is it like a Teletubby son kind of situation, or like?
Yeah, it is. It is kind of like
Baby.
it's got a
All
face. It's got like a
All right.
like a chubby little like hob face and everything.
Nice.
So,
Oh wow.
but yeah,
Well, I have no idea to decipher what this means. I have no idea. So,
I think the sun's in the well.
hmm. So we're going
Wait.
down the well?
Maybe we're going down. Yeah, we're going down the well.
going down the well. We're gonna explore that well.
Yeah.
Well, all
Hey,
right.
here's the thing.
Mhm.
I'm pretty positive that I have. You said how far wide was that?
It's 8 feet wide. The
Oh.
whole way.
All right, never mind. 'Cause I do have a 10-foot pole.
Let's say, yeah, me too.
I also have a 10-foot pole.
You can always like snap off 2 feet of that, no problem. Get yourself an 8-footer.
Well, no, we wouldn't want to ruin the integrity of it.
Yeah,
You know?
That's not-
Yeah. We could angle it a little bit.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, the way I see it, if we go back to back and we slowly shimmy ourselves down.
I think I have a better idea. I'm gonna take one of my other torches and light it, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
drop it down the well and watch it go down the well.
Well,
Sure,
we still have
yeah.
to cross the ground that's covered in all the armor and shit stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
You could also toss it into the well from where you are on top.
yeah, but then I can't see down into it. You know.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. So
We could
if you
throw
want to,
you to the well. What if we do like a straight up like cheerleading move where we have Baif as our flyer and we're the bases and we launch Baif across onto the edge of the well, the two of us together.
There's no way that could go wrong.
Yeah, I don't. Also, this is a surprisingly common trope in my dungeon delving. I don't know why my characters always get thrown, but they do.
I
Well,
love
you can
it.
throw me instead.
That's true. But no, I think throwing Baif would be fun.
Oh yeah. So I think I like that idea a lot. I think the way it will work is that so if Smash and Bulk together, if I guess we'll
Smash.
say or Smash and are the two of you gonna launch Beef together? You think?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
work. So what we can do is kind of like do an assisted strength roll. So Bulk, if you want to roll the d6 first because you have the higher strength, and then
I have the highest strength.
Actually, Smash is the higher strength.
higher. My
Wait.
bad. All right.
I'm sorry, Bulk. What was that? Say that again.
Well, technically, it's the same bracket of abilities, so it doesn't really make any difference. But, you know.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
just
Oh no, but you'll still add that d6 onto the score to get to 20.
Yeah.
So even just a little bit helps.
Yeah.
yeah. See,
This is going to be a strength test. So one of you guys roll the d6 for me, and then whoever's helping out, if you could roll a d3 and add that on top, and then we'll see if that beats the 20. Actually, no,
I'll roll
no,
the
actually,
d3.
5.
I think that's a guaranteed success because 14
Yeah.
plus 5. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. So
21.
with what does that look like as Smash and Bulk? You guys launch Biff.
Yeah. No,
Successfully.
there's a lot of like, like
Yeah.
we
Let's go.
Bulk and Bash are just like dropping down into a thing and doing like a a foot and a foot, and I think we just launch. So I don't know what Baif does in the air, but we definitely launched her far enough.
I think that Baif is going to do like the most serious fucking sprint, and
And then
fuck, I'm going to attempt to dive head first.
right into the well.
Yeah, if there is water, then that's good.
You'll find out. Oh yeah. So as you do your flipping in the air and you dive, Beef. Beef, can I have you make a saving throw for me? So that's 2d6 and
Trying to get over 10 in my
exactly,
case.
yeah.
Well, let's hope there's water. That's a 4. That's not over a 10.
It's close.
So you are expecting to hit water. Honestly, you're expecting to sail like a few feet, dive a few feet further into the well, but you are met with like a unexpected like crash. As only 10 feet into the well, you hit something, and you hit it hard. You take 3 points of HP damage.
Okay, I'm gonna need to make a death save in that case.
All right, yeah, go for it.
How do you
God,
do
did we
that
just kill
again?
Beef?
Beef has 2. I thought she was gonna land on the edge of the well, all fancy, and she dove in.
So Biff, for a death save, it's just the same as a saving throw. So you have to roll
Okay.
2d6 above your 10. But you can only make the death saves if you've eaten a meal for the day, which you have.
Which luckily I have.
Otherwise, you'd just be straight dead if you got me.
Yeah, no,
God.
I think the chances are this is going to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 9. That is not a 10 plus.
All right. So you hit hard.
It's just I think my
onto-
neck just snaps.
Yeah. Beef, Stella, you better get your second character out.
Okay, well,
I'll get
thankfully
you.
I got 2 character sheets.
Perfect. We'll get you introduced in just a second, but I'll tell you what happens is you hear a great cracking sound from the well,
Oh.
and like no response from Beef.
Beef?
But
Beef. Beef.
what you hear in response is a crunching sound, as you just hear this like crunching and like sound coming from the well. Doesn't sound good. It sounds like something's happening to her body.
I look
Oh.
at Bulk and I just say, "Where's the beef?"
I like slug his arm a little bit, you know? It's a bad joke. It's inappropriate.
So
Friend's dead.
you say that, and laughing at that joke too is this new meathead appearing just behind you, seemingly just coming out of nowhere into the dungeon.
Whoa.
Stella, why don't you introduce us to your new meathead?
My new he is a fella named Bront. He has 1 HP as opposed to Beef's mighty 2. And he is not broke. He actually has a lot of money on hand. He has a breastplate and a maul. And while Beef had the Chelsea cut, so it was just like bangs and this little bit here. He has a skullet, so this bit of the head is shaved and the rest is long.
Oh yeah.
So
Very cool.
between them, they have a full head of hair.
Real quick question: did Beef have any? What kind of armor was Beef wearing?
Beef only had a shield.
Only a shield. Okay, duly noted. So after you hear this like wet crunching sound from the well, from the depths of it, the shield of Beef just like kind of flies up. It's like tossed outwards and like slams, clatters against the floor, and just joins amongst all the other rusted, dented like metal or shattered glass on the floor.
Oh,
I turn towards our new friend. Was it Bront?
Bront, yeah.
I'm like, wait, let's throw you real quick. Come on.
Your turn.
Buddy, I just saw what happened to that lady you threw there. I don't think I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef was a good one.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So,
I was
hear a wet crunching sound, or was that like nothing?
That seemed a little concerning, and whatever did that burping, I don't. I think it's best we skedaddle.
I think that's probably not the worst idea.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, with your new companion in tow.
Yeah.
You guys want to go back to the north hallway?
I'm thinking, go northwest this time. Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Why don't we throw a toady?
none of your toadies are like, they're like, nah. They're like, no, you're not paying us enough. Like, give us some money. We might, negotiate it, but.
I
we
have
really
this
were-
many, and it's just like the 5 coins that I have.
It would have been so fucking great if there was water down there in the well. I would have looked so smart.
It would have been great, yeah. But as you guys travel to this room over here, another dungeon turn passes. But what you see is this chamber. What's most notable is that there is a rock in the center of it, like a big boulder, a 5x5 boulder that seems to have fallen from the ceiling, leaving this kind of like this like gap in the ceiling. But this rock slammed against the stone floor, leaving like this like crack on the floor beneath it. Other than the two passages, south and east, you see that the passage also extends further north. And like taking a quick look, you see that on the corner it turns to the further west. I'd say in this room you get the you hear coming from this direction, you hear the sounds of like kind of like splashing. And if anyone would like to make a listen carefully check, anyone can do that. It's basically just a 2 in 6 chance of success. Would anyone like to try that?
It's not with him. I don't think that the bulk would be smart enough to think about that.
Well, we both have helmets on, and helmets give us a minus
Right.
to
Yeah,
our
that's
listen,
right,
right? Yeah.
It would be,
I-
yes. Yeah, so
I don't-
for
I hear nothing. Yeah.
Bront is actually a weakling at only 10 strength, so I think he has to rely on his wits and hearing for this. So I think I'm gonna check. You roll that correct? So
yeah, let me roll that for you.
Sweet.
Ooh, actually, so you do hear a faint sound of what sounds like croaking or rivets, along with like the splashing sound and like what like rippling of water almost.
Sounds like good eating.
Yeah.
Giant
you
frog
hear-
legs,
Yeah, sounds
just
of
like
water
Mama
and
used to make them.
frog sounds coming from the direction. But in the room you're in, the boulder, yeah, just a big ass boulder. Big enough to like block a hallway if you were to plug it into the passage. Yeah, where do you guys want to move from here?
Oh,
I
guess
think.
do you communicate the frog noise that you've heard?
Oh yeah. I'm just like that. That's possible good eating. Giant frog legs.
Okay. I think bulk is taken in by the idea of eating well, as I would be. So,
But actually, very quickly,
Mhm.
I think Bront. I think he's gonna delicately place his hand upon the stone.
Yeah.
And just. Yeah, I'm communing with the rock. I don't know. I don't speak the language of stones, mind you. But regardless, I'm just like.
Yeah. So you do that. You put your hand on the rock and you're just like communing with it, and everyone's kind of looking, like your toadies are looking at you confused. And the torch that Raj is holding actually goes out. So like in Meatheads, there's always a chance that torches go out with each turn, and this won't happen to do that. But he can quickly reignite another torch. Which he does so, no problem. Sorry to ruin your moment, Bront, with the stone. He's like, Roger's like, well, sorry about that. Let me reignite. And you do so. And with the reignition of this new torch, you kind of get a look at the ceiling from, directly above the boulder. And yeah, this boulder looks to have fallen just out of, this hole. This hole is empty. It's about like a 5x5 foot hole. Big enough for two, not two, but like big enough for like a tall folk. So like any of you guys can like fit up there and like hide. Or if you're like a small folk, like a dwarf or a hob, 2 of you can hide in there. But yeah, it's just a hole in the ceiling with a boulder underneath it.
That's good to know.
You know what, Stella? I will say, since you were like kind of interacting with the boulder, you also get the impression that there's something underneath this boulder.
Well, in that case, I think that Bront is gonna turn to smash and bulk, right?
Bulk, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
bulk, yeah.
Bulk headbutt.
Bulk headbutt. God, that's fucking good. Yeah. So in that case, I think he's gonna turn to smash and bulk, and he's gonna be like, just judging by the way it felt when I touched it, there's a hollow or something directly below it. I can tell you that.
All right. I'm gonna put my hand on Bulk's chest and like push him back and be like, "Oh, I got this one, brother." And then I'm just gonna like saddle up to this, and I'm gonna try to lift this boulder all by myself.
Go for it.
Do you want to try and do this as a mighty feat or just a straight up?
I was gonna say if it's a big enough boulder that it's a mighty feat, I would love to.
It absolutely
feed
is.
it up. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Mighty feat's the same, just a strength check. It's just mighty, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a qualifier you put onto a strength test, essentially.
And I can still push my mighty feat, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So
Okay,
you roll.
fantastic. Yeah. Is my push another d6 or is it's the second d6, right?
It is the second d6. So yeah, you roll for your the strength test. You always roll the 1d6 first, and then if it beats it, just with the first roll, great. If not, you can push your strength to attempt to get another push.
Gotcha. Okay.
So usually you can roll go ahead. What's up?
No, yeah. Usually you can roll what?
Oh, I was saying usually you're rolling like 2d6 if you're like around strength 13, 14, because you need the average around 7. But once you get to like strength, like 15, 16, 17, you're usually going to succeed quite often with just 1d6. The one problem is that there are often like curses and poisons and the things that do sap your strength too. So strength, like your HD, is also like a fluctuating score sometimes in the game.
But I thought gains were forever.
Well, sometimes, you have to be vigilant,
That's
and
true.
keep those gains. Yeah.
I definitely think Beef had lost some gains recently on account that she wasn't eating much because she was so broke.
Yeah.
It
I
happens.
mean, she definitely lost a lot very recently.
That's
A lot
true.
of those gains are gone. But so the thing is, if you do push and still fail, that's when you get the injury, right?
So,
Okay.
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled a 5 again on my first one, so that's 19. So I can't fail the mighty feat. I rolled a 2. So 5 and a 2, 21 with the 14. So yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. What does it look like as you lift this boulder with your mighty feet?
Yeah. So I do the whole I can't remember the Atlas Stone thing. Anyone else watch way too much World's Strongest Man? And it's the I wrap my around it and I do the thing and I lift it and I roll it up before I can actually get it up and before I can actually push it. And I'm literally just there holding it. And I'm like,
Nice. Yeah. You hold this boulder on your back all by yourself as you perform your mighty deed. You jump up from 1 HD to 2 HD. So go ahead and feel free to reroll your HP for that. But yeah, as you're holding this boulder, you got a pretty good grip on it. If you want to continue holding this boulder and move, you're just going to be moving 4 spaces per move. So you're moving slower, but yeah, you do pick up the boulder.
I think we all clap, honestly. I think all the toadies and I definitely, nice.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
And it's funny because what you actually find under the boulder is the flattened corpse of what looks like to be a goblin. There's this singular goblin. And he's just like Looney Tunes style, just flat.
Is he dead?
Oh, he's dead. Yeah. Gabers is he sees that, or not Gabers, but he sees that, and Stanger, the elf toady, he's like, check his pulse.
I think Braun's gonna put a finger on his neck.
Yeah. No, this guy is long dead. With him, though, he does have in his hand, he's clutching what looks like to be a little sack of something.
Magic beans, I reckon.
I grabbed the sack.
You grab the sack and rummaging around inside of it, you find 30 coins as well as a 1 carat emerald. These 1 carat emeralds, too, are worth 200 coins. I'll just you don't need to keep track of that, but I'll let you know that this is pretty pricey.
I'll add that to my,
Yeah. And that means since we're splitting, everyone gets 5 more coins, right? Because we're splitting this even style.
Sure. I mean, I picked up a bag, but who's counting really? Yeah, we're splitting it up.
Yeah,
style.
you got the bag. That's the important part of the situation we're currently in right now. I flex harder as I hold the rock.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what's sorted out in this room. Found that little dead goblin. You got that big boulder. You're able to carry that boulder if you like.
Will
Ryan,
it
what do you
leave
think?
the
You
room
wanna-
with me? Like, is
Yeah,
it?
you can carry it out of the room if you like.
Damn. You know what? I would really love to do with this boulder. I'm not
Throw
going
it
to,
in
but what I would
someone.
love to do, throw it in the fucking well and kill that thing that killed Beef.
I mean, that actually sounds like a really good idea, honestly.
Could do that. You could plug up a hallway. There's so many things you can do with a boulder. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to avenge Beef.
Yeah. But it's I'll leave it up to you guys. You can continue.
Yeah.
Go back south. You can explore north where you heard the ribbiting and the splashing of water.
Well, that's the other thing that I'm thinking is that what if it's like I could throw the boulder in the middle of the water and we could cross the water. So I could there's so many places I could throw this boulder.
There's so many things you can do with a boulder, you
All
know?
right, well
So
then
true,
fuck it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna take it with us for now, and I'm just gonna like walk with this boulder like on my back. Yeah.
Yeah. So in Meatheads, when you dungeon crawl, you move as fast as your slowest member. So currently with your party, you're just moving 4 paces as you carry the boulder. And what that basically means, at the end, or not 4, at the end of every dungeon move, which is be 8 spaces rather, I roll to see if an encounter happens or if your torchlight goes off. And luckily, neither of those things happen as you reach this room.
Woo.
So you guys are boop, 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 greeted with a chamber with a standing inch of water in front of you. Here we go. Yeah, so several inches of water kind of like gather in the chamber in front of you. It is all like dark and muddy from like the muck underneath it. But swimming and hopping around in this water, just like kind of peeking above the surface of it, are a menagerie, a collection of multicolored toads that are like hopping around and just like are completely like just clueless to even your like presence. Like they seem unbothered by like anyone's presence in this chamber.
Can I use my 1 banked language point to talk to toads?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna do so. Also, I want you to know that like I always think language mechanics are really annoying, except this one because this is such a good way to handle it. Like, oh, you can just bank it and decide later on, so it's actually useful. That's amazing.
I gotta give full credit. That's straight up from Wolves Upon the Coast by Luke Gearing. That's a straight up mechanic from Wolves. So yeah, I mean Meatheads, Wolves being also an OD&D kind of clone. Meatheads kind of follows in the same path, and I took and I'd say like even Meatheads is just a hack of Wolves Upon the Coast, really, as much as a hack of like OD&D and chainmail. But yeah, that's a Luke Gearing thing. So all credit to him.
Yeah,
Even the half language thing, which I think is good.
Yeah, even the half language thing too. Yeah. So yeah, but you're able to speak Toad. If you like, what do you just want to pick up this big honking Toad and like stare at him?
No, I think that's disrespectful. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna greet them in their language.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
Hello, friend toads. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
I'd like to imagine that you inflate your big elephant seal nose.
I think that's exactly how it's achieved. So
Hell yeah. So you greet these toads in their language, and they like several of them like look at you with their eyes, and their eyes you see are like swirling. Their irises have like this like gentle swirl to them. And they begin to speak, and it immediately just betrays they're like they're just zonked out of their minds. And they say, welcome, brother. Come swim with us in the pool. Come relish in the worm dreams. Serve the goop master.
I don't think that sounds like a good thing.
Pick me up, brother. Lick upon the secretion of my skin. Gain new visions. Come, brother.
I mean, if it's consensual and I pick one up and then I lick it.
Great. So at the behest of this toad, yeah, he implores you to lick him. And
yeah,
as you do, can I have you make a saving throw? So that's a 2d6.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my dice roll is on my phone.
Oh.
And I'm trying to roll 2d6 over 10, right? Well, actually over nothing because I have a plus from the extraordinary meal I had earlier.
Yeah. So you rolled the 2d6 and then plus the 1 from that meal. Yeah. And yeah, if you're 1 HD, you have to get just 10 or higher.
Not a pass.
I rolled 4 plus 1, 5.
5. Ooh, so you lick this toad, this multicolored toad, and there we go. As you do so, you start to get this euphoric kind of feeling. You feel like the quick change and shifts and colors in your perception of things, and you kind of like see a swirling. Indeed, like the walls around you seem to like ripple and swirl, like the floor in front of you is as water.
I'm suddenly really into trance music.
Yeah. But everything's feeling good, pretty good. But then you start to get this like oversensing, the sense of dread, and what sounds to be like almost like the clacking of spikes on stone in the back of your mind. And indeed, out of the corner of your eye, you always almost see this segmented horror coming closer and closer to you.
Damn. Okay.
As you're like freaking out, and you're having a bad time right now. So basically, you feel this segmented horror wrap around you, and you feel this presence of this thing. It's not all in your mind. You feel that something is in your mind, and it's like around you, and it's paying attention to you. And you are going to gain a permanent head injury, so that's a -1 to saving throws from here on out.
Oh, damn.
And you are also going to have something else happen to you. Ooh.
Something great. Something good's gonna happen.
So
You've got the mind centipedes.
So you, through this like horror and this like bad trip, you start to sweat profusely, and this sweat has like this like kind of oily multicolor sheen to it, and it stinks horribly. And so like everyone around you, all your companions, the toadies, they're just like, ah, man, oof, what's this guy's deal? Licking that toes.
I like come back to Earth. My eyes are wide. I'm like, you don't want to know what I've seen, man. I went there.
You stink.
Everything stinks, man. It's all around me.
This toad still speaks to you. He says, lick again, brother. Join us in the worm dreams. They just want to employ this. They want people to lick them as much as they can.
Yeah, ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. I'm gonna try to lick him again.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, make another saving throw.
Lick the toad.
You guys
Lick
didn't
the
think
toad.
I wasn't expecting for the toads to be licked multiple times, right? I knew that shit was going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I do it again. I'm rolling another save.
Yep.
Does my like +1 from the meal go away at a certain point, or?
No, that'll stick with you until you make a death save. If you make a death save, it kind of voids your stomach, so to speak.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I have a +1 and a -1, so all things are perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I rolled a 4. We're rolling low on the saves today.
You're just like you're like fuck it, let's go back into it. Yeah. You go back in, you're licking this toe, and it's not good. It's still bad. It might be even worse than before. Because what happens from this bad trip result, besides stinking horribly, you're just like your mind loosens up a little bit, and you just start to like shout and wail and like just like as you feel like this thing, this like entity crawl up around you. And as you're wailing, like just like totally helpless, unaware of doing it yourself, you then hear something coming from the western hallway, this direction, attracted to the sound of your wailing.
Many things are.
Yeah. Nothing, it does not catch you guys surprised. Anything you guys want to be doing, like any immediate reactions or ideas?
I think I'm just coming back to Earth, honestly.
Yeah.
I think what Braun's gonna do is he's gonna grab the toad and throw it like a frisbee. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'd like to imagine it skips like a stone on the water for a little bit.
Yeah, he skips on the stone in the water and then he falls in the water and he's fine. He's not hurt.
That's good. I wouldn't want to hurt a toad. Out of character. In character, I think Bronk would be fine with it. But...
Yeah. As you guys were sitting there dealing with the wailing of your compatriot, what you hear skitter scattering from the western hallway is a collection of 10 giant spiders.
Oh no!
These giant spiders, they're about the size of about like a medium dog. So not like huge, not like horse or bear size, but they're big. These are big spiders. So they're like dog-sized spiders.
Like border collie-ish?
Yeah, and meatheads, for like animals and stuff, their HD kind of scales with their size. So these giant spiders, I'm gonna tell you, just have 1 HD. But if you had a giant spider that had like 6 HD, it just, obviously be bigger and beefy. So HD for foes kind of scales with their size a little bit too. But yeah, just kind of a good way to say it. Like I said, the HD is like king in terms of like determining foe stats. So basically a goal of meatheads is that if you have an HD of a creature, that's all you really need to run it. Yeah. Sweet.
I realized that a spider can do 8 times as many reps at once.
That's true.
They've got an unfair advantage in regards to bulking up.
So, yeah, I'd say that from this western passage, 10 of these giant spiders are like starting to like come into this hallway. And yeah, no one is surprised, but basically what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to try and book it? You want to stand your ground and fight?
We got one guy carrying a giant rock, so
oh yeah, you could throw the rock and like block up the entrance.
You could, yeah. You could plug up the hole.
Yeah, let's do that.
Absolutely. So I mean, with the rock acting quickly, since you guys weren't caught surprised, if you want to, I mean, it sounds like you're able to, not if you want to, you can just go and plug up this stone right here and plug up the hallway and prevent the spiders from coming. Is that what would you like to do?
That is what I would like to do. When the GM tells you repeatedly, you can plug up a hallway with a boulder. At some point, you should plug up a hallway with a boulder.
Yeah, that is fair.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, it sounds like, yeah, that's what you guys wanted to do. So, rushing forward, you like hurl that boulder downwards just before the spiders can spill out into this room. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you block the passageway large enough to where they just can't get out. Like several of their like spider legs are like in between the cracks trying to skitter and get in between, but they just can't make it. So yeah, you sidestep that encounter, just blocking that hole. Nice.
Now, admittedly, we cannot avenge beef, or we might be able to if we wait a while. The spiders leave, but.
Yeah, you might. Maybe if you come back another day or another time, they'll won't be there anymore. Yeah. So with the spiders trying to get in but having no success, I'll let you guys know that there is this little subchamber up to the north here, which I did not fully describe yet. But as you have some time to look around and the spiders are skittering, what you see in the subchamber, which does not have standing water. So like if you're standing here, there's a stone and dirt flooring, but there is a old rusted wood and iron hob door that if you guys were to like try and open it, you'd find while not locked, it is stuck.
Wow.
And stuck. I mean, I'll say stuck doors can be opened by bashing.
Yeah.
I think it's time for another bashing session, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna bash the shit out of this. Can I just say, like, for the sake of fluff, that I headbutt it, or will I get any kind of? Okay, cool, perfect.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, he's gonna absolutely headbutt the shit out of this door.
Oh yeah.
I'm not used to my dice roller being on my phone. It's weird.
Oh yeah, because you lost your other monitor.
Yeah, because I'm down to one monitor right now.
I've got the 2 monitors set up currently right now. It's swank.
Okay, so I rolled a 4. Oh wait, is it 1 per hit die?
No, it's just 1. But you're an orc, right?
I am.
Yeah, so you should have a +1. So with your base
And-
chance, so I think a
And
4.
so I have +2, so I have 6. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
19. So I'll go ahead and push it and roll another one.
Oh no, like bashing isn't tied to strength at all.
Oh,
So,
right.
like,
It's 2. It's out of 6. Right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So for bashing, you just rolled a d6. But it sounds like
I
you. Okay, perfect. Not perfect, but like you can bash at this door and bam, bam. It's just like not making
Oh, but fuck!
any budge.
My neck.
What neck?
My spine.
So as you are bashing down this door, you hear coming from the hallway where you guys had crept up with the boulder. You hear something approaching from here, and it sounds almost like talons on the stone floors, like clicking and clacking, and like almost like the heavy kind of like guttural breathing through teeth. As you guys like spin around, and with your torchlight, what you see here illuminated immediately are these shining luminescent like beady white eyes placed into the faces of these like pallid skinned like long limbed creatures with like huge fangs, like teeth, like rows of teeth. These ghouls, out of curiosity, like peek around the corner at like the noise and commotion, and they have these like wide toothy grins like stretched across their faces, and they speak to you. And they say to you, "Won't get through that door. There's nothing there but trouble."
That's my middle name.
I'd like to ask who asked.
Just a concerned neighbor. I live here too, and I know a place. I know the layout just a little bit. And trust me, friend, you do not want to go there.
I don't trust this whisperer.
I don't trust this guy either.
Hey, we don't trust you.
I'm sure you have good reason to, but I only want to help, please. And if you could help me, I could help you.
No.
It's because you look weird.
Whoa.
Wait, I shouldn't
Well,
have said that. I'm
he
sorry.
is
Fucking
kind of fun.
rude, man.
That's my bad.
I mean, you got to admit you are kind of funny looking.
Me and my family, we can't help the way we look. Our diets made us this way. Sweet, sweet flesh. That's all we want. We don't even want to hurt you. We just want the flesh.
Yeah, protein.
I guess, yeah.
Have you considered lifting more? I think it would help with your general physique and appearance.
Oh, we are but weak creatures. We cannot move and lift as strong as you. Indeed, we can't even get at the inner tombs and sup upon the sweet flesh. But if you, mighty meatheads, were to move these funeral mortuary slabs so that we can eat the flesh in the tombs, we could teach you a trick or two.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do that.
you know that's we've got corpse eaters tricks. You know, we don't know what they are, but I reckon there could be some cool stuff there. We could learn how to be really freaky looking.
Yeah. So this collection of these 4 ghouls do offer to kind of like lead you through the dungeon, if you do trust them, to where they tell you are some funerals, some like funerary tombs that need to be opened up so that they can eat the flesh there. Does that sound like something you guys want to do?
I think so, but I think Braun's gonna have his maul ready at all times, you know?
Definitely, yeah.
Bulk is so broken by his psychedelic experience that he's like, I think that's okay. That's okay. I haven't really come all the way back down. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Smash, what say you?
I thought we didn't trust these guys.
Very well.
But think about it. We could learn their tricks and secrets.
Oh, so
Yeah, aren't tricks for cowards?
you pick up a trick or two.
There's
tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for
there's
kids.
gifted tricks.
So, as you guys are led by these ghouls, you're led through the dungeon with some. I'm just rolling for torchlight. Your torchlight's fine. As you're being escorted by these guys, you're not going to really run into any other encounters. But what you're coming towards, the path they lead you on, you come through this hallway that have these 4 alcoves built into the hall. They look like to be like hobbit alcoves, but they are defaced with the graffiti of like goblin vulgarities, profanity, like drawings of buttholes and like dicks and everything made by goblins. They then lead you to this large chamber where there are these shafts of sunlight that peek in through the ceiling upon this raised stone altar on this like stone dais platform. But yeah, and there seems to be like some stuff on the altar, but they are very quick to get to the tomb as they're so eager to like just sup upon this flesh. Lead you down here into this room. Coming through this chamber, there is a mural carved into a wooden stele, like a wooden plank along the wall, depicting what looks like to be a hob migration from the south as they follow the direction of the stars. And there's like the mural kind of like points out like 9 directions, being north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest, and then a 9th direction in the center, and labeling here, like the direction of here. But those are all very cursory details as you come to here and here, dipping down into this room. Now the ghouls, before they enter into this chamber, they warn you. They say, "Be very careful. Move still and along the edges, and don't ever approach the arm at the center."
They never approach the what? Sorry.
Oh, the arm, the withered arm.
Okay.
So, and as you guys open this door, this chamber has a lower ceiling than the other parts of the dungeon. As like any kind of tall folk, which should be most of your party, all of your party, is like kind of crouched down to like get through it. You see that there is a door on the south end of the wall. In the center of the room, there is what looks like to be this desiccated and withered arm, this like right arm that is like cut off from the shoulder, and it is just like kind of like gray skinned and like dried, and just like lying there inert and lifeless. But the ghouls are very adamant about like not approaching it.
Is it attached to anything, or is it just kind of there?
It's there. It's like totally severed from a body, just like left there in the center of the room.
It's not even like attached to the stone itself. Okay.
Yeah, it's just lying.
Just a desiccated arm in the middle of a room.
Yeah.
I'm having a really hard time not approaching just the random arm in the center of the room.
It's always something you can do it if you like.
I've already licked toads today, so.
Why would you approach that arm? It obviously doesn't know shit about lifting.
Oh.
Look at it. Nothing but skin and bones. He needs to get his ass in the kitchen and eat himself something good.
Are you guys going to approach the arm, or are we just leaving it?
I ain't approaching the arm.
Come on, Smash.
No, we should get.
I mean, here's the thing. So Beef already did something dumb, and then Bulk already did something dumb. So I guess, yeah, I'm gonna. I'm not only gonna approach the arm. I'm gonna do the like.
You're gonna.
The flex predator handshake with the arm. Yeah,
definitely. Awesome.
I just want to pick it up by the shoulder and just like that, just like give it the old,
Not even gonna touch it with the 10-foot pole you got.
Yeah. So Smash, ignoring the warnings of these ghouls, you I was like, I'm gonna fuck this arm.
Yeah.
And you're striding upwards, and you go to do your predator handshake, and you see it like leap, like push itself off the ground and can like leap at you with this like terrifying like outstretched grip, like grabbing at your hand. And it does grab your hand, like as you like do your thing, and you immediately regret it. You feel like
Great.
what almost feels like your life force being sapped from it.
The death grip.
So what it is, this thing's going to try and grapple you, and the way that grapples work is that basically whatever your HD is, you roll that amount in D6s, and whoever gets the highest wins.
Oh, so I got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So
I got a 4 and 4. I got an 8.
Nice. All right. So I got a 10. So
Son
this
of a
thing
bitch.
does this thing, like as you try to shake this thing off, its grapple is firm now, and it grabs onto. Okay,
don't I get bonus to grapple? Is that just from HD, or don't I get an extra? I get an extra plus 1d6 from grappling because of my strength, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that. We'll see if that changes anything.
Yeah.
1.
Roll 5.
Nice.
Hey. So good thing you remember,
Let's
because you
go.
whip this thing off of you, and like it falls across, like it goes across the room. And as you whip it, it's like kind of like fully animated now, like classic hand, like crawling styles, like trying to inch itself closer to you guys. So with that, and it's like coming closer, you guys have a chance to dip out this south door and totally avoid it, or do you guys want to keep dealing with it?
I think Braunt's gonna use that maul that he's had ready the entire time and just try to Gallagher it,
Absolutely. Stella, that's going to be an attack roll. So
yes.
first attack roll of the game, and we're almost done. So basically, you rolled a 2d6. Tell me what your result is, and I'll tell you if you hit its AC.
All right. That is a 7.
A 7. Yeah, this thing's AC, I'm just counting it as leather, so I'm giving it an AC 3. And basically, in Meatheads with the damage table, you roll the 2d6. Whatever your result is, you check to see if the target number matches with the AC. If it's equal to or higher, that's a hit. And that is a hit, Stella. So that means you're going to roll a d6 for me, and I'm going to tell you what that gets for damage on the damage table.
Yeah, and this is with a maul.
Yeah.
Which that landed perfectly in the wires in a way where nothing was up. That was merely a 1. And
merely a 1?
Yeah.
So you with a 1, that means you deal 2 points of damage onto this hand. Let me see what its HP is. So you smash his hand, and you hear the crack of the bones, and no blood comes out or anything, because it's just like long, desiccated, and bloodless. But even though it's like smashed and bruised and like half smashed up, it's still crawling towards you guys. Anyone else have a other idea, or do you guys want to book it?
I think we should book it.
Yeah. Nice.
I think Braunt is dumb enough to stick around and just trying to hit this thing with the maul.
If they're not leaving, then I'm going to run up and try to hit it as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll let you guys do another hit at it before I'm going to have it try and do some retaliation at you. So who's taking a swing at it?
I'll take a swing.
Sure. What kind of weapon are you wielding?
I'm wielding a mace. I have actually the damage matrix written down for it. So
hell yeah. Yeah.
Because
I'll tell you right now, this guy's AC is 3, so you have to get just 8 or higher.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm rolling 2d6 for attack?
Correct, yes.
I rolled a 7 and I have a +1 to hit. So I rolled 8.
8, that's a success. You hit that fucking withered hand.
Don't you also get a +1 to damage rolls because of your strength?
Yeah, that's correct. So roll that d6 and then add a +1 to that, and just tell me whatever your result is.
I rolled a 4.
Sure. So 4 on the die, so 5.
Oh, sorry, no, 3 on the die, 4 with the +1.
That's what I figured. Just wanted to make sure. But yeah, with a 4, that's going to be 4 points of damage, which is enough to smash this thing back to inert lifeness. What does it look like as you deal with this withered?
I feel like he, Bulk is still dealing with that really terrifying experience. He's as we've been walking behind these ghouls, he's been like, wait, what are we doing? Oh. And then the whole thing, he hears a commotion. He looks back. He sees like this desiccated arm, like draining life from his buddy. And they start hitting it with a fucking, they start beating on it. And I'm like, yeah. And I just jump in and like I assume it's on the ground at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I like get on my knees and put one hand on it and just like hitting it with my mace, you know?
Yeah.
I think you're keeping it up even after it stopped moving.
Yeah.
It's totally that Simpsons meme where it's the kid. He's like, stop, he's already dead. Hell yeah, the ghouls were like pretty, like, oh, they were like, oh shit, you're really doing this. But seeing that you taking care of yourselves, the ghouls are like ecstatic. They're like, oh, you're just the right job. Quickly help. The tomb is not far from here. We need your assistance.
Okay.
So, as you guys continue southwards, following the ghouls, you come to this room. Immediately when you exit that room with the withered hand, you're met with this bluish green light that comes from this direction, and it's the direction you're heading in. And as you enter into that room, what you see immediately, this entire room is illuminated with this blue-green glow, as there's this large drooping paper nest of glow beetles growing at the center of the ceiling here. This nest droops downwards about like 6 feet, and it is teeming with a bunch of these glow beetles, which are about the size of, like cup here, about a pint glass.
God damn.
And they are like, like lightning bugs. They have luminescent thoraxes or appendage thoraxes that periodically like flash this like green blue light, and that light is bright enough to kind of act as a torch if you were to like hold it up.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so as you guys pass by the glowing beetle room, you guys can like pluck a beetle from the ceiling if you want, no problem. These things are like slow.
Can we tell one of our toadies to grab a bit, to do literally anything for the money that we're paying them for? Like,
the toadies, yeah, they're like, yeah, they're mainly just janitors, but yeah, they start like collecting,
clean up.
collecting all the.
They're mainly
like,
just
bugs.
janitors.
I want one of them to be that one like buff janitor, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The guy that like randomly like shows people up by like picking stuff up. Hunter, you know what I'm talking about?
Anatoly.
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah.
I reckon those things would taste good boiled.
Probably. So you come to the end of this hallway, and what you see is this map is green. You see this large stone slab. So it's like a stone disc that blocks the archway leading into the next room. And upon this stone slab, you see the name carved in Old Hob. Does anyone here speak Hobbish?
No.
No, I speak frog.
Almost close enough.
And Smash hardly speaks.
So as you get to this part, what the ghouls start to like indicate and plead with you to move this big mortuary stone slab, as they like are like telling you that they're too weak to open this, and they just want to get into the other side, eat the flesh on the other side, and then you can have whatever else is in there.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. They're being very honest. I feel like they're not like
duplicitous, pernicious, or perfidious in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they just want the flesh.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want teamwork? Move this door.
Yeah.
Are we moving the door at all? Like, what is our?
Yeah, I think we should move the.
I think we should. Yeah.
I'd say.
What could go wrong? Really?
You know what?
You guys,
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's do it.
If you guys all work together as a team, like with your toadies and everyone, you're able to like move this, like with a combined strength, open this door up, no problem. Unless there's someone want to try and do it by themselves.
I definitely think Bront will not, because it requires pushing myself and getting a 10 on the roll for me to even succeed at a strength check, which is just not viable.
Absolutely. So together with your combined strength of well over like 50, you're able to move this funeral slab and are greeted into this chamber of a hob tomb. There is a tall stone coffin in the center of the chamber. And in the chamber, there's decorations of like tapestries depicting like seashells and waves and these tapestries particularly have what look like to be like emeralds, kind of like sewn into them. Yeah. With this tomb. Here we go. That's what we're looking for. All right. So on the southern wall, you see another like wooden stele depicting what you assume to be the occupier of this tomb. There looks to be like this hob who is like this sort of like kind of like workman. He's hauling peat from like farm to farm in like this like wheelbarrow of his. But it shows him meeting this circus woman from a traveling circus and falling in love with her. And together they get like married and they have like a bridal shower of like these, this like bridal shower, and their wedding is decorated with these like red flowers. But that is what you see in this like mural right here.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Let's open it up. It's a coffin. So.
It's really beautiful. Exactly. The ghouls are just like the ghouls are just like at the coffin, just like smelling it and just like being all weird and creepy and just like please.
I open up
This is
the
why
coffin.
people don't trust you. Like this right here. This is why people are hesitant to help you.
Yeah,
I think Bront is going to leave the room because I don't think he has the fortitude to watch the corpse consumption.
I'm gonna make this a feat of strength.
Sure. Yeah.
So
yeah, go for it.
I almost rolled the wrong die. So 4 plus 12, and then one more.
Yeah, so that first is like 16. So if you push your strength and roll that other d6, you just have to get it over 20.
So you only need a
I rolled
4
a 4.
5. Let's go!
Hey, perfect. So
Big money plays.
you complete this mighty deed to flip open the stone coffin. What does that look like as you complete it?
Oh, it's just like a stone coffin lid. So I take one hand and I put it behind my back and I look around and I nod. I take the other one and I just get a little low and I do it like it's a full what do they call it? Where you like press and squat up at the same time. Chat, help me out.
Prodding.
Push press. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Push press. Full body movement.
So
me.
push pressing the stone lid open. It reveals the corpse of this like hobbit, and he's holding this bouquet of dry red flowers, and he has like this peaceful look upon his face. But that is like immediately just like ruined as the ghouls like reach in and start like just like tearing off like pieces and like eating him. And they're just ecstatic. They're happy as can be. And after they kind of take their fill of this flesh, they're going to teach you this technique. But as they're eating, and like it's a very disgusting scene. Your toadies are doing their best to collect the treasure that is around the room, which will include. Let me just roll that up real quick. Shit.
Someone in chat said thruster, and that's actually correct. So
Shout out to thrusters.
Love it.
Both
So,
in spaceships and with people working out.
So what you find in this coffin is 2,156 coins, as
Holy
well
shit.
as
What?
2,156 coins. 2, 1, 5, 6. These are all like being collected by your toadies. They also collect 2 art objects. They are these like silver cast candlestick holders. Each of those is going to be worth 400 coins.
Oh.
There is also, let's see, a number of 0.5 carat emeralds. You guys get 8 of those. Each of those are worth 150 coins.
Ah, damn.
These are just like things that like your toadies are picking up, putting in, packing up. The ghouls, as they're munching down and like eating the flesh, the one that was speaking to you guys just turns to you and like kind of wipes away like the dried bits of flesh around its mouth, and it says it was like,
I knew you were true to your word. You are so kind of travelers. And please, let us teach you a secret that will, for there is strength. A man can gain strength by eating the flesh of another.
Okay.
So basically, oh, go ahead.
If someone can gain, why do they look so lanky then? They don't got no gains.
Well, that's just they just appear to be that way. So
Oh.
basically, these ghouls are going to be able to teach you a technique. A technique in Meatheads is just kind of like a special ability that you gain from, helping people or pursuing them. They kind of, just kind of like fun feats or abilities that you can do. This technique that he's going to teach you is called First Taste, and it concerns with the eating of flesh of foes. So, with First Taste, eating the flesh of foes nets you a temporary +1 to your strength for the day, but your hunger becomes more ravenous. Every time you increase your strength in such a way by eating someone, you must eat an additional 10 pounds of unsullied flesh a day, untouched by flame, smoke, or salt, raw and bleeding, the heartbeat felt in blood. So, if you guys want to be cannibals, these guys are more than willing to teach you that.
If I learn it, can I just not use it?
Yeah, you can also just not use it.
Okay.
Just have our dark secrets in our back pockets.
Yeah.
When we get stranded in a mountain pass or whatever.
I'd say specifically for this technique, you can always have it in your back pocket. But like once you start eating someone, like it's no turning back. Then you're gonna have to like keep eating someone. But
Yeah.
it's up to you. You just gotta start eating someone.
Okay. Well, thank you for the knowledge. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At this point,
Thanks.
it's been about 1 hour that you guys have been dungeon diving.
Yeah.
So I also know that we're kind of like running up on time.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking, should we kind of like wrap it up there?
Yeah,
Is
no,
it also-
I definitely think we got a shit ton of money. We should
Yeah.
head back to town and supply up and all that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We can now easily afford magnificent meals.
Oh, absolutely. And if you guys do leave the dungeon, I went ahead and rolled the turns for you. You guys do not have any encounters. So yeah, you're able to leave the dungeon with your first delve, with loot in tow. Sweet. Yeah. Any questions, fellas? Any?
No,
I
that was
don't
a
think I got any
blast.
questions.
Yeah.
Can we get
no,
a
I
hell
really
yeah,
enjoyed
brother,
that.
in chat for surviving mostly surviving our first delve?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
The
Mostly.
best part is that no enemy killed any of us.
Yeah.
In true tabletop fashion, we're like, let's try something stupid, and that killed one of us. So
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. That's great. That's it's
Rest in
I
peace,
think-
Beef. I never got to tell you about her tattoo.
Oh no, I would have loved to have seen. Yeah, with
Just
Meatheads,
USDA stamp.
it does lend to trying stupid things, because it's a pretty simple premise. You just gotta be a big tough beefy guy, and usually people can take it from there. But sweet, thank you so much, guys, for playing today. Thank you so much for having me on.
thanks for coming on to run it.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Yeah,
I very much like this as like a like an old school like retro spoof. I thought this was like a ton of fun.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's it's very much, it's pretty much just the past 8 years I've have as like running games and basically just kind of catering to how I would run an old school style game, with the sort of like gimmick of being big strong guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again for saying that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I really genuinely enjoyed it a ton. I really am excited to get this when it comes out.
Yeah.
I'd play the hell out of this. And so, I mean, one of the reasons you're coming on the show is to talk about the fact that this is coming out. So let's talk about the fact that this is coming out. So when is this coming out? When is this going to be available for people to support and then get at some point?
Well, good news is that the system of Meatheads, the rules, everything is always free. So that is available on either my itch page or our card page. They're currently in the works of being updated. So because we had the pre-pump edition, which was our like ash can, which is also like freely available at itch. There's already a bunch of content you can play for Meatheads. I wrote like two
Shit
adventures
ton.
for
So much content for a game that's not even technically out yet. It's crazy.
It's still like version 0.9. All that stuff is like 0.9. But we're getting the first version out tomorrow, and just getting people playing, having adventures out. But our Kickstarter is launching February 14th, Valentine's Day, the meatiest day of the year. Everyone's heart has got to be in it. And yeah, we're excited to roll out some new art. You can see on the frame that you have made around us, featuring the artwork by Sam Mamelli, aka Skullboy. He did the cover art for us. We are currently in talks with getting a few more spot pieces from him, but we have artwork from Chow. And then otherwise, I am doing a lot of artwork myself too, which is fun because I get to do a lot of writing and artwork, designing, editing, layout. But I'm working with a great team, Eric Hill, who's worked on a bunch of Mothership stuff, is my layout artist. He's great. We have Matthew K, who has been editor for a lot of projects. Most recently, Seas of Sand, Sam Sorensen game that came out recently. Giant, expansive hex crawl. Yeah, everyone does good work. I'm really excited to be working with a great team of people, and also just getting to play the game too with a lot of great people. So again, thank you for having us on.
Yeah, that was a blast. Thank you.
So the Kickstarter's coming February 14th. Have you guys decided what all is actually going to come with the Kickstarter? Is that?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the actual product. So, Meatheads being released on the Kickstarter is being released as a 100-page plus booklet. Only a very, very small sliver of that section is the system that's included with it. The rest of it is the mega dungeon. The mega dungeon known as Sea Hill Tomb, which you guys played just a bit of it, today, this small sample. It is a 5-level mega dungeon with 250 rooms and just a bunch of stuff. More so because the system of Meatheads is done. We've hammered that out. What I'm really excited to share with you guys is this mega dungeon, because it's been a lot of fun to write. It's got a lot of crazy, wacky encounters, and it's just me pouring in a lot of my ideas and just thoughts about long form play and running dungeons, and yeah, really just kind of being a referee in long form play games, and also providing a lot of tools, tips, and resources for referees. So bookkeeping is a thing that happens. We try to make that as simple as possible. We even have a designed referee sheet, whereas players have your beat sheet, your player beat sheet. We have the referee sheet that just kind of keeps track of things that occur in the dungeon, things that occur in the village. Yeah, so it's really my love letter to long form games. Yeah,
nice.
I remember when this was just it was just an OD&D game.
Oh yeah. It did start out just straight up same rules as the
OD&D fighters only.
Yeah, fighters only. OD&D fighters only, which it was kind of chainmail, but and then I just changed it originally from, instead of gaining XP from getting gold, you gained XP from lifting weights. So it'd be a 1-to-1 thing. So if you lift 100-pound stone, you get 100 XP, and that's essentially just how Meathead started, and it kind of snowballed into some freakish mess.
I think that's great. I'm interested to see more of this, because I like the generation of it, and I like this. Like I said, I like the spoof on kind of the OD&D thing, where it's it's fucking your weightlifting meathead guys, and everything is strength. You're okay, cool. I can. Yeah, that's a blast.
Yeah. So appreciate that.
Specifics on the Kickstarter, the physical thing that we're going to get, is this a hardback book, perfect bound? Is it just the book? Are we getting more, or is the book the primary thing that we're getting?
We as far as our tiers rewards go, we have digital PDF. We are also offering the hardcover printed booklet. That's the thing that we would like to get out in people's hands. There is an additional tier where we're offering printed extras, so there should be a chance to get printable pamphlets that we have made so far. So the Goblin Week zine, we'll be printing. The Whiz Killer 3000 adventure we'll be killing or printing.
We can also kill modules.
We can also kill modules. But as far as what's offered, it's pretty basic right now, because we try to keep it just kind of slim for the time being, and just trying to hit our main goal of printing the book. So what we'd like to do is hardcover, letter size page, over 140 pages. yeah, and that's kind of like the main reward. Other than that, there's like a retail tier where like shops can buy bulk books. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Ryan? I know it's
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely. No, I just want people that see this to know what to expect and what to hope for, and what they're going to be able to grab in just by the time this comes out, which will probably be tomorrow, less than 2 weeks, and then this will be going. And how long is the campaign going to run for?
So the campaign's going to run for 30 days.
Okay,
pretty standard. Like we're starting the middle of the month, so we're just going to go end in the middle of the month. But yeah, as far as what we hope to get out there, we want to get a physical book. We want to print out posters, pamphlets, some handouts, stuff like that. It really depends on like what we hit for our funding tiers. We've got a few other exciting people kind of joined up in the plans. We've got Roz Leahy is set to make a pamphlet if we hit a certain tier. And then we also have Sean Christopher, whose own Kickstarter, Snake Wolf 3, has just launched. And we're hoping to get him for an adventure as well if we hit a certain tier. So yeah, we got a few ideas out. It'll all be on the Kickstarter when it launches, but just to give you guys a sense of what's available.
Great. Super excited. Like Hunter said, I agree with everything. This is such a great, fun system. I love that everything's strength. Like it's really enjoyable to be able to just know that you're going to go in and just like be goofy and have fun, but still have like a system that really lets you like still, get your teeth into it, I guess.
Yeah. Play it,
Yeah.
That's great to hear. That was always like my hope for it, is that, yeah, it's like crazy and wacky. You can do crazy fun things, but also, it being based on like chainmail, it has that sort of that tactical kind of thing to it, where it's like, okay, so I know I can build like a badass dude if I do this and blah blah blah. But yeah, no, it's really just up to the player what they want to do. And
that's great.
Yeah, so glad that you guys had a chance to play.
Yeah. It was so much fun. Thank you for being here. And Stella as well. Thank you so much for coming on as well. I know you have some stuff recently that's come out as well. Did you want to tell people what that is and where they can find that as well?
Well, the most recent thing I put out, with the help of many, many people that I just simply helped to organize, is Red Solstice issue 4. Let me get it from myself. Let's see. There's a generic slash. Wait, no, that's the BX. Wait. Fuck it, I can't find it. Regardless, I know. Let me get it real quick.
And we'll also make sure that we drop the links to Red Solstice that Stella's going to go right now, to the itch page where you can get Meatheads right now, to the card page, everything like that in all the notes below. So if you are listening to this, you definitely want to just click on those beneath, as well as a Kickstarter link that'll be there as well.
That's great. Big up. Love it.
But yeah, Red Solstice issue 4, Fight Weird. It is a collaborative amateur press association, which means anyone can submit anything, and we will probably print it, if we think it's good stuff. The entire point is to get as many people as we can into the creating things, because they love creating things. That is currently available online via Spearwitch, Silver Sprocket, and what's it called? Space Penguin Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go.
And
we
another
got
thing,
fans here on the show. You'll see Jert a lot over the next couple of months, so definitely support Spearwitch as well.
Shout out to Jert. And actually, if Mark moves his head a little bit, directly behind him, you can see prints up on the wall for the last project I released, with the help of Mark and Jarrett Crater, which is Prison of the Forsaken Bear God, which is for DCC, and also just kind of happens to be kind of swimming in the same kind of waters as Meatheads, because it's an adventure that is fundamentally about carrying a really big rock a really far ways away.
I mean, I've thought about you could very easily run Meatheads and Prison of the Forsaken Bear God, just like with like. That's just DCC with hit dice, so it's like, I got a hit dice. Like
I also just provided a generic OSR conversion for it, as well as a 5th edition conversion of it, which is available for free online with either going to the itch page or you will get these PDFs with download of it on with physical bits.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
And they're good. All the red solstices are great. I also have Bear God. We'll make sure, like I said, that we have the links to all of Stella stuff, to all of Mark's stuff, to the Meatheads where you can get it now, and we're going to be where you can get it soon. The Kickstarter page is already up, so you can follow it beforehand so that you will get notified when it launches on Valentine's Day. Apparently the meatiest day, which we all know now as that. And again, thank you both so much for being here. Really appreciate it. It was such a fun time. Definitely please come back again in the future. We would love to do anything with either of you, and thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love that. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right. Well, then that is it for us today. We will see all of you later. Thank you so much for those in chat. Bye.